fashion depicts society for women, 19th century fashion, from pants to trousers.
So how did it happen? From gowns to pants? How did it happen? Let me take you in the 19th century, a time of massive social change, where women gained more freedom from men's dominance and strict code of the society.
Oscar Wilde once declared, from the 16th century to our own day, there is hardly any form of torture inflicted on girls and endured by women in obedience to unreasonable and monstrous fashion.
The ideal woman of that time was supposed to be quiet, modest, and shy. Modesty was reflected in clothing styles.
Too much education is not good for them. Women who has education are considered loose stocking, and the marriageable age during that time is up to 18 to 21 years old. If you cannot marry to 21 years old, you'll be considered a spinster, or what they call now as an old maid. The women at that time has practically no rights but to get married and bear children. That's why they were groomed to be a racehorse. That's why a typical 19th century lady, especially those in the upper classes, would change several dresses in a day.
That which include the morning dress, the afternoon dress, the evening dress, and a ball gown.
Conservative as they are, 19th century ladies are expected to wear revealing clothes in balls and parties. That's why they can reveal their cleavage, necklines, especially their back skin. Balls and parties during that time is a big marriage marks for both women and gentlemen to find an advantageous marriage prospect. Under those majestic and impressive gowns were the undergarments. Over the decades, women's ever-changing array of undergarments were designed to push, pull, expand, or shrink human body into shapes deemed fashionable at that time.
This is the full undergarment in the 19th century that which includes the chemise and the drawer. Fashion required women to wear corsets in order to draw their waist into unnaturally small sizes. Ideal waist size during that time was 19 inches.
So why use corset? In those times, good husbands were scarce, and alternatives for marriage for women were pretty grim. So the pressure to conform to the beauty standards of the 19th century was very strong. Tight lacing of corsets makes breathing difficult and would lead to fainting fits. Such fainting fits were fashionable because they showed that women were delicate and needed to be looked after. Tight lacing is a sign of a good character. Loose woman behaves immorally. And wearing a corset entails a lot of social power. Number 1, a lady didn't make a living. Number 2, she needs a maid to tight lace it. Number 3, she's not pregnant. Pregnancy in a married lady means disaster. For married ones, it means confinement, death, or increase in expenses. Then we have the crinoline.
The cage crinoline or hoop skirt was a series of steel concentric hoops that were hung from a waistband via cotton straps in order to shape the woman's dress into the desired bell shape. Large crinoline, which was up to 1.8 meters wide, further emphasized the smallness of the waist.
The exaggerated sizes of the crinoline make it hard to get through doorways and carriages, and during winter weather it is difficult for them to wear such dresses because they could be blown away by the wind. They also can caught fire accidentally while walking near the fireplace. But the main advantage of the crinoline is to make a distance between a gentleman and a lady, because it is easier to make the reputation of a girl ruined during that time. When the reputation is ruined, it is hard for that girl to get married. In the late 19th century, bustle came in.
In the mid-1800s, the crinoline went out of fashion. A bustle in the back of the skirt was now used to emphasize a woman's hips and buttocks, but her waist was still corseted and the fullness of her bust was now displayed in the Puter-Pigeon style of bodice.
By the end of the 19th century, feminist ideas spread, discriminatory laws were repealed, and women's suffrage rights gained momentum.
First came in, where women were given a more freedom of movement. But useful as the bloomer was, the ridicule of the world killed it. Women and bloomers were accused of wearing the trousers or trying to control their husband.
So when did the society led women to use trousers? Unexpectedly, it came with the invention of the bicycle.
Women in Europe and the United States could be seen wearing knickerbockers reaching to just below the knees.
Susan B. Anthony once said, a campaigner for women's rights, the bicycle has done more freedom than anything else in the world for women.
As women gain more freedom and social equality, fashion also changes. Fashion became a sense of freedom for women as seen in women of the 21st century.
Something as seemingly insignificant as a corset or a bra can actually help define a decade, a generation, or even an entire social movement. Thank you for watching everyone and I hope you enjoyed.